Welcome to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com, your daily Bollywood news. Let's get into it. Let's! And we have to start with the box office, because it's a tale of two very different trajectories this week. On one hand, you have Yash's Toxic, a massive opening day, huge expectations, and then a 60% drop on day 2. It still made around 70 crore net in Hindi, which is nothing to sneeze at, but that drop is steep. It is, and it immediately sets off all the alarms about word of mouth. A big opening shows the power of your star and your marketing. Day 2 shows what the audience actually thought. Exactly. And to make matters worse, it reportedly fell prey to piracy within hours of release. And there's some weirdness going on with its audience rating disappearing from booking sites, so it's a bit of a perfect storm. It really is. It feels like the film is fighting on multiple fronts right now. And then you have the complete opposite story. You look at a film like Ravi Teja's Irumudi, holding so well. A much smaller drop, just 17% on day 6. And it's about to cross the 100 crore mark domestically. That's the dream, isn't it? A film that just keeps chugging along. It's the little engine that could. And Bethlehem Kurumba unit with Niven Pauly has already done it, smashing the 100 crore mark globally. It's recording what the reports call phenomenal trends. And don't forget Hanuman Ansh. It's in its 3rd week, up against a giant like Toxic, and it's still holding its ground, nearing the 10 crore mark. A small film with incredible legs. It's just so fascinating to watch. The box office isn't just one big story. It's all these little micro-narratives playing out. The blockbuster that stumbles, the steady earner, the surprise hit. It's a whole ecosystem. Speaking of blockbusters, maybe the biggest one on the horizon, Ramayana. We finally have a report from someone who's actually seen something. Oh, this is the one. 15 minutes of exclusive footage was shown at the Big Cine Expo, and the reaction, the words being used are just staggering. Hollywood-level VFX, at par with The Lord of the Rings. They mentioned seeing a one-eyed Daitya, other creatures. This is the kind of epic scale we've been promised for years, and it sounds like Nitesh Tiwari might actually be delivering it. Can you imagine the pressure in that screening room? And then to get that kind of reaction, the team must be absolutely flying. But also, the pressure just ratcheted up another 10 notches for the final product. Oh, absolutely. When you get compared to The Lord of the Rings before you've even released a trailer, the bar is no longer on the floor. It's in the stratosphere. No pressure, Ranbir Kapoor and Yash.
None whatsoever. Just live up to one of the most beloved cinematic trilogies of all time. Easy.
While we're on the topic of huge stars and big projects, we have to talk about Shah Rukh Khan. But it's not about his own film. It's about what he did for someone else's.
This is my favorite story of the week. It's about the Marathi film Deyul Banchu. The makers were struggling to release it, and they had a 42 lakh rupee bill for the digital cinema package.
A huge amount for an independent film. And Shah Rukh Khan, through his company Red Chillies VFX, just waived it. He just said, don't worry about it. And because of that, they were able to get the film into theaters. It went on to become a huge success, crossing 100 crore. And the best part? The makers have pledged the entire profit towards educating the children of farmers who died by suicide. It's just an incredible full-circle story. A moment of generosity that enabled a success, which then turned into an even bigger act of generosity. It's a reminder of the good that can happen in this industry. It really is. It's not about the money for someone like Shah Rukh Khan, but that act of kindness created a ripple effect that will genuinely change lives. It's beautiful. And it's why Abe Verma, who's working with him on King, called him the man of my dreams. You hear stories like this and you get it. You totally get it. And from one icon to another, let's talk about Rajinikanth, Thalaivar. His new film Dadman is set to wrap up shooting by October, but the detail I love is from the director, Ashwath Marimuthu. Go on. He said that the superstar has a Gen Z vibe. I love that so much. What does that even mean? Does he have a Stan account? Is he making TikToks between takes? I need to know. I have no idea, but I choose to believe it's all true. It's just such a perfect, unexpected description. It speaks to his timelessness, right? That someone who has been a superstar for decades can still feel current and energetic and cool to a young director. It's the ultimate compliment. Not just that he's a legend, but that he's a legend who is still completely present and relevant. That's the dream. It truly is. Okay, let's pivot to some controversy, because there's quite a bit swirling around. First up, this headline that connects Deepika Padukone,
Sandeep Reddy Vanga, Sri Devi, and S.S. Rajamouli. It's a bit of a winding road, but the core idea is about major stars clashing with major directors. The current story is that Deepika has reportedly exited Pravas's film Spirit, which is to be directed by Sandeep Reddy Vanga. The article draws a parallel to the past when Sri Devi publicly clashed with S.S. Rajamouli over the role of Sivagami in Bahubali.
Right. Sridevi had said she had certain demands that weren't met, and Rajamouli responded saying he felt her demands were unreasonable, and he was glad they cast Ramya Krishnan. It became a very public disagreement. And it's a fascinating, if uncomfortable, look at the creative process. These are all titans of the industry. They all have a vision, and sometimes those visions just don't align. The question is whether it plays out behind closed doors or in the headlines. It also touches on artistic integrity versus star demands. It's a delicate balance. A star brings immense value, but a director like Rajamouli or Vanga has a very specific, uncompromisable vision for their world. When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, sometimes one of them just has to exit the project. It's true, and it's not about who is right or wrong necessarily. It's about compatibility. It seems Deepika, if the reports are true, decided this wasn't the right fit for her, which is a powerful move in itself. Absolutely. And speaking of powerful women and public conversations, we need to discuss Kangana Ranaut and Kriti Sanon. Oh boy. So for context, Kangana recently criticized an ad Kriti did for a jewelry brand this Raksha Bandhan, questioning her outfit and its cultural relevance. A pretty standard Kangana move, to be honest. But then the internet did what the internet does. It pulled up the receipts. Netizens resurfaced a 2017 festive advertisement that Kangana herself did, where she's wearing a strapless outfit. The hypocrisy accusations came fast and furious. And Kriti, for her part, has been seen out and about, smiling, looking completely unbothered, while the brand officially pulled her ad. It's such a messy situation. It is, because it becomes less about the original point, whatever that was, and more about this gotcha cycle. The conversation just gets derailed into calling out individuals rather than having a real discussion about, I don't know, advertising standards or cultural representation. Exactly. It just becomes a team sport. And honestly, I feel for Kriti. She's just doing her job as a brand ambassador, and suddenly she's in the middle of this firestorm, and the brand she's representing folds under the pressure. It puts actors in such a tough spot. You sign on to a campaign, you trust the brand and the creative team, and you have no control over the public discourse that follows. Let's stick with debates over creative choices for a moment. Mukesh Khanna has once again made it very clear that he does not believe Ranveer Singh is the right choice for Shaktiman. He's been very consistent on this point, and he clarified he never said Ranveer is a bad actor. His point is about image. He said, we need the right image and face. Which is such an old school way of looking at casting, but I kind of understand where he's coming from. For him, Shaktiman isn't just a character. It's a symbol, an icon with a certain moral purity attached to it.
And Ranveer's public image is famously flamboyant, quirky, and boundary-pushing. He's a chameleon as an actor, but his brand is very distinct. Khanna's worried that brand will overshadow the character.
I get it. At the same time, isn't that what acting is? Transforming yourself? Heath Ledger's casting as the Joker was met with huge skepticism, and it became one of the most iconic performances of all time. That's the eternal debate, isn't it? Does the actor inhabit the role, or does the star persona overwhelm it? There's no easy answer, but you can't deny the passion Mukesh Khanna has for this character. He created him. It's his baby. Oh, 100%. You have to respect that. Okay, let's move on to some happier news. Casting news. Yes. First up, a little whisper about Brahmastra 2. Apparently, Aneet Pada, the Sayara star, has been approached for a crucial role. Ooh, interesting. After all those rumors about Deepika Padukone, which her team denied, this is a fresh name. Aneet has such a great screen presence. I could totally see her fitting into that world.
Me too.
And it's just fun to speculate. The Brahmastra universe is so big, they could be casting for anything from a new villain to a new divine weapon wielder. The possibilities are endless. And we also have Janhvi Kapoor and Sri Leela reportedly teaming up for an untitled romantic thriller from director Umesh Bist. I love this pairing. Two really strong, popular young actresses headlining a film together. And the report says they're confirmed, and the makers are now searching for the male lead, which is such a refreshing change of pace. The project is built around the two female leads, and the male lead is the one being cast to fit in with them. We love to see it. We absolutely do. And in other casting news, Akshay Kumar's niece, Simar Bhatia, has landed her second film. It's a rom-com, and she'll be starring opposite the fantastic Roshan Matthew. Oh, that's a great pairing. Roshan Matthew is such a phenomenal actor. That's a project to watch for sure. It's always interesting to see the next generation of film families find their footing, and she's pairing up with a critically acclaimed actor for her second film. That speaks volumes about the kind of career path she might be aiming for. It really does. Okay, how about we do a quick rapid-fire round of updates? There are so many little bits and pieces. Let's do it. Go. Vijay Deverakonda and Rashmika Mandanna's action drama Ranavali has a new release date. It's moved from September to October 16th.
Noted. Ajay Devgan is taking over hosting duties for a new season of Crime Patrol, which will air right after Amitabh Bachchan's Kaun Banega Crorepati, a pretty powerful 1-2 punch for Sony.
For sure. The makers of Mirzapur the movie have started the official 8-day countdown. Colleen Baya is coming to the big screen. Brace yourselves.
The countdown begins. The final part of the Drishyam saga, Drishyam the Conclusion, is also building hype. The director says it will continue right from where part 2 ended, which, thank goodness.
Yes. Please don't start somewhere random. We need to know what happens to Vijay Salgaonkar and his family.
Alia Bhatt and Sharvari's spy thriller Alpha is getting a release date for its OTT premiere very soon. We'll finally get to see that.
And on a more serious note, a Chandigarh court has issued notices to Salman Khan, his sister Alvina, and the Being Human Foundation over a franchise dispute. A franchisee is claiming he invested a lot of money and didn't get the support he was promised.
Oof, that's a tough situation. We'll have to see how that develops. What else is on your list?
A lovely little anecdote from Sikander Khair. He was recalling his school days with Ranbir Kapoor and shared a story about how during the Bombay riots, it was Ranbir's Contessa that would pick them up from school. It's just a sweet little glimpse into their shared history.
I love stories like that. It reminds you that before they were all stars, they were just kids trying to get home from school safely.
Exactly. Oh, and here's a lighter one. Amitabh Bachchan shared some funny wedding advice for husbands. Any guesses? Let me guess. Always say yes? Close. His joke was basically that forgetting a wedding anniversary could lead to some very serious domestic chaos, so circle that date in every calendar you own. Wise words from a wise man.
Words to live by. I have another story that's just so positive and forward-thinking. It's about Thalapathy Vijay's film, Jana Nayagan.
Oh, tell me.
The director, H. Vinod, has revealed that the massive, extensive set they built for the film will be preserved after they're done shooting.
Really? That's so unusual. Those things usually get torn down immediately.
Exactly. But the director and producers decided to leave it standing to help out other filmmakers who are working with limited budgets. They can use this ready-made location for their own films.
Wow, that's actually brilliant. It's sustainable, it's supportive of the wider film community. That's an incredible gesture, isn't it?
It's a simple idea that could make a huge difference for smaller productions. Major props to them.
Speaking of the industry looking after its own, we do have some sad news to report. The veteran Telugu actor and producer G.V. Narayana Rao has passed away at the age of 73. Chiranjeevi wrote a very emotional tribute, recalling their close bond.
That's very sad to hear. Our condolences to his family and loved ones. And director Cuckoo Kohli also passed away at 77. Salman Khan, who he worked with early in his career, offered his condolences to his wife, actress Aruna Irani.
It's always tough to lose these veteran figures who have contributed so much over the years. May they both rest in peace.
Indeed. And in a very different kind of story about stepping back, the singer and composer Amal Malik has announced he's taking a break from film music.
I saw that. He posted on social media saying he needed to focus on his health and healing, and he asked his fans, the Amalians, not to pester him about when he'll be back.
Good for him. The pressure and the deadlines in the music industry are insane. Recognizing that you need a break and actually taking one is a huge and important step. We're hearing more and more artists talk about burnout, and it's so important to normalize stepping away to take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Your health always has to come first. We wish him all the best in his healing journey. Okay, we have to touch on this Ori story because it is just bizarre. Is it ever not?
Fair point. He's now claimed that Sara Ali Khan's mother, Amrita Singh, put me through hell back in 2021, but he refuses to say what happened.
He just cryptically added, "Bad things happen to bad people." What is going on? The lore of Ori is getting deeper and more confusing by the day.
It's like this strange, ongoing mystery novel playing out on Instagram stories. I have no idea what to make of it, but it is certainly a spectacle.
A complete spectacle. On a more concrete note, we have an update on a very sad legal case.
Director Pavan Sadanini has been arrested in a sexual exploitation case. The reports are quite disturbing.
Yes, very serious allegations. He was reportedly in a relationship with an actress under the pretense of marriage. It's a grim reminder of the vulnerabilities that exist within the industry.
It really is. And we also have to send our thoughts to everyone affected by the devastating flash floods in Nepal. Anupam Kher called it horrifying, and several stars like Sanjay Dutt and Manisha Koirala have offered prayers.
Sonu Sood has already promised to help, which is no surprise. He's always one of the first to step up in a crisis. Our hearts go out to everyone in Nepal right now.
Absolutely. So as we start to wrap up, let's look at what's coming. We have a trailer for Season 2 of the Viral Fever's Family Corona Store.
A fan favorite. People love that show. And Z5's flagship crime drama Rangbaz is returning for a 4th season, with shooting starting next week in Bhopal. And to end on a high note, we have a flashback film for you to check out, Baat Ek Raat Ki from 1962, starring the legendary Dev Anand and Vahida Rehman, a classic thriller. Oh, an absolute classic. A perfect film to unwind with. Well, I think that just about covers the whirlwind week in Bollywood. From box office drops to historic acts of generosity, it's never a dull moment.
Never, and it keeps us on our toes.
Headlines say heartbeat stuck. You've been listening to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com. Come back tomorrow. Namaste.